Time to pick the baseball and the bats back up. This is a battle for first place. The Red Sox and the Orioles, identical records, tied for first in the East. For the Orioles, they'll rely on the ace of their staff. Chris Tillman has been outstanding. He is going for his 9th win of the season against the lefty David Price. That matchup next. It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to Boston. After a day off, the Orioles set to go back to work. This is a 3-game set against the Red Sox. For the Orioles and Red Sox, they, along with Toronto for just 2 days, have been in first place in the American League East. The Orioles, 55 days, either they're alone or tied. For the Red Sox, 19 days, alone or tied. They come into this series dead even. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. And for the Orioles, it has been a month, as well as a season generally, where it's been all about the offense. But take a look at June as to just how important the offense has been. The batting average in the month of June, these are American League rankings, 277 third. The runs are first. The home runs, as you would expect, are first, 10 ahead of Texas, the second most home runs this month. And that OPS, it is way up there. Then comes the problem. Starter ERA is 12th, the bullpen ERA in the middle of the pack, and the whip for the team is 14th. That's the second highest. So, can the offense continue to carry what right now is a rotation in flux, Jim Palmer?
Well, you're right. And, of course, if you score 81 runs, you can give up 5 a game, which is what they've done the month of June. They're 8-4, so that's the good news. And you're kind of wondering if this 3-game series will be like the 4-game series that the Orioles just played, a couple of weeks ago against the Red Sox. The Red Sox hits 13 home runs. The Orioles didn't hit any home runs to the last game. They hit 7. Both of the teams, I think, scored 29 runs in the 4-game series. But tonight, I think it's going to be a little different with Tillman, the Orioles ace, against a Price, the guy that the Red Sox paid $217 million for.
David Price has been somewhat of an anomaly so far this year, Jim.
Well, he has. You know, it's funny. The irony is that Tillman's numbers against the Red Sox at 9-3 with an ERA of about 2.84 are better than Price's numbers against the Orioles, 8-4 with a very low ERA at 2.90. And the other irony is that he's pitched very well in the month of June. His ERA's come down a couple of runs, and he's 0-2. So when he scores runs or they score runs for him, he's a winning pitcher. Just haven't been able to do that.
All right. We'll see which way it goes tonight. Chris Tillman, he just cannot be better than what we have seen so far this year, and the hope for the Orioles is that that will continue. Lots of updates during our broadcast tonight on players who are rehabbing, and when we come back, we will talk with the Player of the Week in the American League. On Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by the Bob Bell Automotive Group, driven to be the best. A gorgeous evening here in Boston, Fenway Park. Crowd on hand here for the first of 3. And we have a chance to talk with the American League Player of the Week. Usually it's about offense, but his play at first base defensively has been as good as any. A clear Gold Glove candidate. And of course the long ball, home runs 5 consecutive ball games. So in 6 games, 368, 5 homers, 10 RBIs, 462 on base percentage, and a 1.211 slugging percentage. Chris Davis, Player of the Week. How did it feel, Chris Davis, when you got the award?
You know, it's fun anytime you're swinging the bat well and the team's winning games, and it's fun to be that guy for once this year. It's been a lot of fun watching Manny and Mark and Jonesy obviously heat up, and I think a lot of my production is because of those guys, and just collectively as an offense, I think we've been swinging the bat well.
How much protection do you think you give each other in this lineup this year?
I think we give each other, you know, quite a bit. Mark got off to such a hot start. I felt like really my job was just to get on base for him, and then obviously Manny heating up. It's big for me, and then Jonesy moving up to the top of the order. It's been pretty good for everybody. But you know, like I said, I'm really proud of the way guys have handled their bats. Not gone out there and try to hit, you know, 50 home runs in one swing, but really understanding the situation of the game and what it's asking them to do.
We talk so often about the difference between when you're in the so-called slump and then when you're hitting the way you are right now. Do you feel that? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think you feel certain things in your swing. You know, you may feel more comfortable one day than you do the next, but a lot of it is just getting your at-bats underneath you. I mean, that's kind of been my thing my whole career. I think with the exception of really one season, I've always kind of been a slow starter. You know, it's always taken me a few at-bats to find that rhythm and find that groove, and as I've gotten older, I've learned that I don't necessarily have to go out there and try to generate that feel, but really if I can have good at-bats and get on base for the guys around me, it's going to be, you know, better for the team.
As reflected by that on-base percentage and the walks you're getting, do you have a different philosophy this year than you had in the past?
I think as I get older, as I learn more about the league and really more about myself, my approach changes. I feel like the last few years I've definitely been a lot more selective at the plate and kind of picked my spots, so to speak. And you know, I think that just comes with the experience. Like I said, learning about myself, learning the league, and knowing that I don't have to go out there and win the ball game single-handedly.
About hitting at Fenway?
What about it?
Do you like it?
Sometimes. I mean, it's, you know, it is what it is. I think as many times as we come here, the number of games that we play against these guys, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. My goal each and every game is to go out there and do what I can to help the team win, and that doesn't change no matter where we are.
Keep the ball rolling. Congratulations, and always appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You got Chris Davis talking about his Player of the Week award.
Yeah, you know, it's funny when I think we think of so much a guy that led the American League in home runs 2 out of the last 3 years being one-dimensional, but he is a great defensive player, something you noted early on, and he is a Gold Glove caliber guy, and he leads the team in walks, and he's third in on-base percentage, even though we know he strikes out a little bit. So again, he is multi-talented, and I think it's a lot easier, and I think you've kind of touched on that, when you have a lineup that understands the breadth and the depth of it. In fact, 2 of those kind of lineups are going to play in here tonight.
Yep. A lot of offense, a lot of offensive leaders in this game with these 2 ball clubs, and he's certainly one of them. Our BGE home game time temperature, a very comfortable 75 degrees. Wind has been blowing all day, but within the last hours calmed down a good deal. Beautiful evening. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, and plumbing and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? Take a look at the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. It'll be Jones, Rickard, and Machado, Davis, Trumbo, Wieters, Scope, Reimold, and Flaherty with a left-hander on the mound. For Ryan here at Fenway, as good a numbers, in fact better than at any other ballpark he plays in.
Yeah, and that lineup will face David Price. A lot of fastballs, cutters, 2 seamers, 4 seamers, you know, breaking ball, you know, a little bit of a slider, likes his changeup. And again, he can probably get into the mid 90s. He'll pitch comfortably at 92, 93. And again, doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. More strikeouts than innings pitched. Talk about lefties. Actually, Chris Davis hits what 323 against him. And Flaherty's never faced him, so there are a couple of lefties in the lineup, and you can see he dominates left-handed hitters, at least so far. Only a couple of home runs, 8 of the 10 home runs hit by the right-handers.
He has been a different pitcher as far as the numbers are concerned over the last 6 games. ERA at 2.55. Opponents have hit 197, and he has lowered his ERA in those 6 games by more than 2 runs. He was up at 6.75, now down to 4.63, which for David Price still is a pretty high number.
Yeah, and it started out, we saw that his second start was against the Orioles. Trumbo hit a 3-run home run, center field bleachers. So maybe trying a little bit too hard, but a very accomplished pitcher that I guess if you're going to give anybody $217 million, this would be the guy.
Adam Jones going after the first pitch will foul it back. And we are underway here in Boston. Adam, a 265 lifetime hitter against Price, and like many of the Orioles in the lineup, a lot of at-bats against this 30-year-old left-hander. In that game against the Orioles, he was non-decision. 5 runs, 5 hits, 5 innings. That home run by Trumbo that Jim was talking about was the first 3-run homer he had given up in a year and a half. He had to go all the way back to 2014 in June. The last 3-run homer against him before Trumbo did it.
Yeah, I thought Dennis Eckersley and I kind of discussed that on the field with you today. We didn't like to do that, nor does David Price.
Pitcher's favorite subject is not home runs. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that will be taken down low. VAZQUEZ doing the catching. He fumbled it at the plate, and Price fumbled it back at the mound.
Well, you talked about the conditions, and of course, it's one of those nights where there is a little bit of breeze. It has died down. You can see a little changeup that's going to bounce, turns it over, it bounces right on the plate, and again, the ball can be a little bit slick tonight because of the lack of humidity.
Adam Jones, 1 ball, 2 strike count. Left-hander's delivery is foul tipped into the mitt, and he'll start with a strikeout.
Yeah, down, 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 and then he elevates. Great way to pitch if you can do it. Not a whole lot more velocity. You can see the target. He misses it by about 2 feet. But again, the ability, because of the strike zone and the fact that he's ahead, Adams chases out of the zone.
It's 92 strikeouts for Price. That's the second most in the American League. He's been piling up the K's. Fastball, that'll be taken inside, maybe up a little bit. Joey Rickard in the lineup, as he has been the platoon situation now with he and Kim. He's faced Price only a couple of at-bats, 1 for 2. That ball will go to center field. Will it stay up? Bradley, nope. We'll have to get it on a hop. Bradley started back on that and couldn't get to it.
Yeah, take a look at the Red Sox defense here at Fenway, and then you got Chris Young, who's hot in left, Bradley and Betts. Very mobile outfield. Shaw, Bogaerts, Pedroia. He's won 3 Gold Gloves. Ramirez over the first last year left fielder, and then Christian VAZQUEZ. Pretty good catch and throw guy behind the plate.
Orioles lead in this series 4-3. It has been a highly offensive series. The Orioles have scored 49 runs. The Red Sox have scored 45 in the 7 games played. Both teams' ERAs are way up there. Here is Manny Machado. Rickard, a runner at first base. Machado, first pitch down the line near that pole, and goodbye home run. He got one. Just made it around the pole down the right field line, and Manny Machado begins the ball game with a 2-run homer, and the Orioles take an early 2-0 lead.
Well, that's the page out of J.J. Hardy's home run book. He hit 2 of those earlier in the year, right around the pesky pole. So it's a tough outfield to play, and of course it's a tough outfield if you're pitching. If you got some room in right center, but down the right field line, that pole gets on you very early and very easily if you've got some power, and Manny slices one inside the corner.
So the Orioles with a quick home run And this series picks up right where it left off. These two teams having a home run battle on the year. Take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fastball outside part of the plate, and when you're big and strong and use the whole field the way Manny can, he's able to sneak it around the pesky pole for a 2-run shot.
And here is Chris Davis. Chris comes in with a 5-homer consecutive game streak going. He's up to 16 now. Against David Price, 7 for 23, but has not had a home run off it. Price with the 0-2 delivery to him, and the pitch will be taken, and he got him on 3.
Yeah, so there are some of the numbers. You know, Trumbo hit the 3-run home run earlier. Wieters hit some well. Chris Davis, high average, but as you mentioned, no home runs. And of course, who started it? Joey Rickard dumps a single in front of Bradley, and then Manny.
Machado's got 17 homers and 41 RBIs now for Manny, up among the leaders in both categories. Trumbo, infield moves around. That'll be foul back. Boy, that was a late call right there. We've seen this a couple of times with all these shifts. The instructions generally come from the dugout, and if it's not immediate after an at-bat ends, in this case, Pedroia was still moving, going from second over to the shortstop side of the bag when the pitch was delivered by David Price. Trumbo DHing in this ball game, and he'll go after the off-speed delivery up and away. 0-2. The Price gives up the homer. 11 surrendered on the year. 9 of the 11 hit by right-handers, as you might expect. Trumbo in the DH roles, put up some big numbers as a designated hitter. 0-2 delivery on the way to him. That'll be taken down low. Trumbo, of course, has divided time at the outfield and the DH. He is third in home runs among DHs. That counts just the home runs he hits as a DH. ORTIZ, of course, the permanent DH of Boston, leading in almost all of the offensive categories for DHs. Little number hit right in front of the plate. Price is up with it. Will walk it over the underhand toss, and will get the out, but the Orioles get the lead. So a 1-out single by Rickard, and then Manny Machado coming to the plate delivers his second career home run off Price. That's for you, J.J. Hardy, as your rehab. 2-0 Orioles. Up for the Orioles with the 100th home run that the Orioles have hit this year to take a 2-0 lead. Boston will have Betts, Pedroia, and Bogaerts, Ortiz, Ramirez, and Bradley Jr., Young, Shaw, and Vasquez. Pedroia hit safely in 17 of the last 18 with a .351 clip.
So Chris Tillman, he's on a 7-game winning streak. When he pitches, the Orioles usually put some offense on the board. Already have done that. So fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. More sliders than last year. You can see the ERA. a little bit over 3 runs a game. And again, pretty well balanced lefties and righties. And of those 9 home runs, 6 hit in the last 3 games. 3 in Cleveland, and then the Yankees hit 3 in Baltimore. Until then, really very stingy with the home run ball.
Mookie Betts will lead it off, and he will take the pitch for a ball. Betts coming in with a 5-game hit streak. Tore it up in the previous 7 games against the Orioles, going 15 for 31. Yikes. 6 home runs and 12 RBIs. And he will foul that one back, and there will be no play.
Well, you get a cushion, and then again, if you're Chris Tillman and you've done your homework, you know this is a team that, well, they lead. I mean, lead the world in runs. 369. That's what the Mariners at 315. The only team that's somewhat close. And then 60 of those runs come in the first inning.
They jump on you. Top of this order is so good. Tillman slipping on the mound as he looks down after the delivery.
Well, they hit for an average. They're great with runners in scoring position, almost 300. They can steal bases, like 45 out of 51. I mean, they can score runs on all kinds of different ways.
Mookie Betts, 2-1 delivery to him. Betts will put it up in the air in the infield, first base. Davis in foul territory, puts it away.
Yeah, take a look at the Oriole defense, and of course, anytime you come to Fenway, you got to do your work before the game. RIMOLD, Jones, Rickard in the outfield, Flaherty, Machado, Scope, and Trumbo, and then Matt Wieters behind the plate.
Ryan Flaherty getting his chances at third base. It's been his spot. One of the reasons that glove, always there, always solid. Buck Showalter loves that kind of stability on defense. Ryan there again tonight. Tillman's delivery will be taken up high. Dustin Pedroia, 311. 27 RBIs picked up. For Tillman, this is his first outing against Boston this year. Did not make starts in those previous games, just the way it worked out. Pedroia will go to right center field. He'll get a base hit. Can it be cut off? Yes. Rickard will get it back in. Pedroia's on. First hit for Boston.
Well, yeah, he came in with a 15-game hitting streak against the Orioles. That goes to 16. I mean, it's just a fastball away, and what you will see from this Red Sox lineup, they hit the ball where it's pitched. So a fastball up and out over the plate. And again, there's a lot of room out in right field, and he just dumps it in front of Rickard in right.
You got 3 of the top 10 averages at a home ballpark for these Red Sox players, and Xander Bogaerts one of them. See the 359 average he has put up. He's making a run at all kinds of claims. The All-Star team, maybe an MVP run. I mean, he's just been unbelievable. Runner at first base, off-speed delivery taken inside. Our Maryland Live Casino looks at the hit leaders in the American League.
And that's some pretty impressive company. Altuve with 200 last year, the year before 225. Of course, Bogaerts was 3rd in the American League in hits last year.
He's had 10 hits in his last 15 at bats during a 3-game hit streak, and that is some kind of hit streak. Bogaerts hitting just under 300 against the Orioles this year. Takes the pitch away. Tillman will try and get him to bite, but historically, and true again this year, it's a Red Sox team that won't chase many pitches, as Jim was talking about.
Yeah, well, they see more pitches than any team in baseball. And you know, the other thing is, I think there's a tendency when you pitch, especially in Fenway, that, well, you got to be perfect. And Chris Tillman's pitched here enough to know that's not really the case. But the other thing about Bogaerts, and he's like so many of these other Red Sox hitters, I mean, he will take that hole in between first and second, and he'll just hit single after single there.
Pitch to him is going to be on the inside corner as Tillman moves it around against Bogaerts with David Ortiz waiting on deck, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. So we said Tillman first time this year against the Red Sox, 9-3 lifetime, a very solid 2.84 ERA against the Red Sox, even though there's some pretty high numbers in the lineup against him. Bogaerts not one of them. 2 for 17 with a home run way outside. And again, Tillman's having trouble with that landing spot. He's looked down a couple of times, has spun around, done a complete circle.
Well, that's usually when he doesn't have his rhythm, and you know, the games against the Indians were the three home runs, and then the ensuing game against the Yankees, you could see him falling off. And now he's way over on the third base side of the rubber. So again, he's a little bit across his body, and when you try to hit that outside corner, sometimes you just fly open.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Pedroia not going at first base, and a strike called. That goes flying, and you see Bogart going to the umpire. My bad. Didn't mean to show you up.
But I did.
Well, now you're going to make me pay for it.
At least he did it at home. And I mean, the way that ball was caught, and it looked to me that it could have certainly been called a ball. I guess when you got 94 hits and you're leading the league in hits, you kind of usually know what's a strike and a ball.
Marty Foster, the home plate umpire. So he comes back in. Let's see now if they run Pedroia here with 1 away. 3-2. Runner goes to short. Gonna get 1. Gonna make the turn, and they're gonna get 2. Even with the runner going, the Orioles get the big double play. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Man, he got it over there in a hurry, and Scope using that foot to kick back off the bag turns it. Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Into the game, Susan Leeming from Westminster. 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/baseball. Good luck. Orioles bat with the lead. Here is Matt Wieters. Matt will take the pitch on the inside corner. A very solid .319 average against Price with a lot of at-bats, and 1 home run against the left-hander. Defense pretty much straight up. Ball rattling around over there in the camera well. 0-2 count.
Yeah, David Price can move the ball in and out. We saw that in the first inning. I mean, even the ball that Machado hit right down the right field line for the home run was kind of on the outside portion of the plate. So you do play the hitters pretty straight away. And of course, Matt hits the ball from this side of the plate to right center. And the ball just off the corner. You can see he's got good velocity, 94.
And easy 94. Here in this ballpark, Price is 110 and lost 2 in his career with a 3.30 ERA. Opponents have hit only .217 in this ballpark against him. Bogaerts a real tough play. Stretch at first base in time, and Ramirez held the bag. And we'll get the out 1 away 2nd inning. Orioles are going to return home on Friday, and the Blue Jays are going to be coming to town. It'll be the next fireworks night presented by BGE, celebration of the 200th anniversary. So stick around after the game. Great fireworks display. It's the Father's Day weekend getting underway. Get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Here's Jonathan Scope, Orioles second baseman. He has a 4-game hit streak going coming in. .268 with the 9 home runs. And he'll take the pitch on the inside corner. During the streak, he's gone 6 for 15, a home run, and a couple of RBIs during the batting streak. 2 for 8 lifetime off David Price. The Orioles have not put up good batting numbers against left-handers, even though the record's okay. They're 8-7 in games started by left-handers, but they're hitting only .226 overall against lefties and .271 against right-handers. Scope on the 0-2 inside.
Yeah, he can make you skip rope pretty well, David Price, and then just go to the other side of the corner. But again, this is a 63rd game, and they've only seen 15 lefties, so you don't see a lot of them. Most of the guys aren't like David Price; they're finesse guys.
1-2 delivery on the way to Scope. Hard one hopper. Bogaerts by that much.
Yep.
2 down.
Yeah, he's really turned himself not only to a great hitter. I mean, 320 last year, leading the league, but he makes I mean, it's not an easy play, but he knows the speed of the runner, Jonathan Scope. But what's kind of impressive was the ball that Matt Wieters said. It actually hit the infield, kind of the difference between the grass and the dirt, stayed down, and he played it like it was a routine play.
A good one with a great future in front of him, as well as a great current season. And that one's going to be in there for a strike. Nolan REIMOLD getting the start in left field. Only a 133 average lifetime off Price with a home run. So Nolan also getting his shots against the left-handers. Swing and a miss on a pitch really cutting in on the hands. Price gets ahead on the count 0-2.
You're getting the feeling that David Price says 2 runs he gave up on the Machado home runs are the only ones he wants to give up tonight.
He certainly looks like he's on the money. Good velocity and some good location early. 0-2 delivery. Left-hander gets it up high. And a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Well, he strikes out over 9 per 9 innings, and he's always around the plate, so he kind of gets you in the swing mode. But he doesn't leave a lot of balls in the middle of the plate, and that's one of the keys to pitching.
1-2, and that's going to miss a little bit down low. He's issued only 24 walks, striking out 93 now, so a real good ratio. Gives up fewer hits than innings pitched. 75 and 83 innings coming in. 2 balls, 2 strikes on REIMOLD, 2 down, nobody on. Look out.
Well, you have to protect. I mean, you got to protect when you get the 2 strikes. I still remember one of my teammates, Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson, said, Jimmy, it's the toughest time to hit because you've got to hit everything. Up and down, in and out, soft and hard. And that's why a lot of times you see the defensive act. And that's what Nolan REIMOLD just trying to maybe, hopefully, get a better pitch to hit.
2-2 delivery on the way. He'll take it, and it will be up high. So REIMOLD able to work the count full after falling behind 2 strikes. Overall, REIMOLD's .250 off lefties, .296 off righties this year. At bats have been limited with the more or less platoon situation he's been in. Here's the 3-2 delivery. REIMOLD on a swing and a miss. 1-2-3 inning for Price. He has struck out 3. Orioles with the home run by Machado in the first have the 2-0 lead. Tonight's telecast celebrating the birthday of the U.S. Army, being brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. By DynCorp International, proudly serving our nation for 70 years. And by USAA, insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. Here on Masson, we celebrate U.S. Army's birthday, I believe, 141. Army, largest, oldest established branch of the military. We thank all our past and current members of the U.S. Army for their work and dedication in protecting our country. Old Glory flying. Here's Ortiz. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball. David is 6 for 33 with a home run. Lifetime off Tillman. He has cranked it up against the Orioles again this year. 4 home runs in the 7 games played against the Orioles. 9 RBIs in those ball games. Tillman's pitch will be away, and the count goes to 2-0.
And pretty much, you know, when you're a good hitter and you can work the count and you can hit the ball all over, he usually gets into hitters' counts and then doesn't miss them. Not missing a whole lot of anything this year.
2-0 delivery on the way by Tillman. He'll take it. Let's take a look at our Express Care stat of the game. Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitintheer.com.
And number 1.
And you got Bogaerts and Bradley, teammates in the same list. That's on the outside corner. David will flip the bat and bring it back and smile, actually. 3-1.
What is this? Is his 1,000th game in Fenway Park?
1,000,
including the playoffs.
Yes.
Which he 3 World Series championships.
Goes after one and fouls it back. Ortiz first in RBIs in the league, 55. Manny Machado moves ahead of him in home runs. Manny's now got 17. Ortiz has got 16. Ortiz tied for 5th. He is 3rd in average at 340 behind Bogaerts and Altuve. 3 ball, 2 strike delivery, drills it. That's going to be a base hit. It'll roll in the corner, chance for 2. He'll make the big turn and rumble as the ball rolls around and will stay at second base. Rickard was playing over towards center field, so he had a long way to go once that ball got through, and it's a double.
Yeah, they even put the shift on. I mean, that's what Ted Williams used to do here on his way to hitting 400. And I mean, that's a pretty good fastball inside middle. He's waiting, figures he'll adjust to the breaking ball, and then slams it into the corner. And the ball just kind of dies. There's Joey Rickard picking it up.
That's a league leading 28th double. Now, I got to tell you, I would not pick David Ortiz to be the league leader in doubles. I don't mean that negatively, but I would think of someone who's probably a little faster and is able to pick up some hits in the gap and might be able to stretch a single to a double.
Yeah, but you know, I think Fenway has a lot to do with it because you know, Victor Rodriguez and Chili Davis were talking about it. You know, some of the hitters are just comfortable here, and if you're a left-hander, and obviously Ortiz is, Travis Shaw, we're going to see him later in the lineup. He's been struggling. It just seems like the Green Monster, pitcher's worst friend in most cases here, but a hitter's best friend.
And you got some gaps when he hits it to the well, and as you saw down that line.
Well, he hit that ball so hard. I mean, he hit it all the way to the wall on the ground.
So Ramirez, real late on the swing, fouls it back. Runner at second base, nobody out. Ramirez 279 in these situations. Runner in scoring position. It's a pretty good number, particularly when it is higher by 10 points than his overall average.
Yeah, we'll see what his approach is coming off a 2 for 18 road trip.
He was taking extra BP today. Ramirez was. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery by Tillman will be outside. And the count will go to 2-1.
Well, you know, you can see the high leg kick, and you know, for a lot of guys it works. You know, it works for Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts, who their leadoff hitter. He cut his down. So you know, we see Jose Bautista up in Toronto. Some real good hitters have had it, but boy, when the timing's off, it can get you being a little bit late.
2-1 count. Ortiz off second base. Pitch will be up high. And Tillman will fall behind again in the count, 3-1, as he did on Ortiz.
Well, when we see Chris Tillman pitch, sometimes you will see maybe very sporadic 90 miles per hour early in the game. That's not the case tonight. Now, whether he commanded, we've seen 92, we've seen 93, 4.
3-1. Not trying to hold Ortiz at all, and that's right there for a strike. And he just watched that one go by. So Ramirez, 3-ball, 2-strike count. Full count on the first 2 batters here in the second inning. Dave Wallace, the Orioles pitching coach, keeping an eye on Tillman. They've had considerable discussions yesterday and today with the revamping of the bullpen. Jimenez is going to the bullpen out of the starting rotation, but won't be available until tomorrow. 3-2 pitch on the way, and did he go? We're not going to ask to check. It's a walk, and that'll put 2 on for Jackie Bradley Jr. Today, of course, Despaigne has joined the team coming up from Norfolk. There are the numbers. The starter for now in the bullpen. Strong ERA over the last 5 starts with the Padres last year. Vance Worley, groin problem on the DL today. That acted up. We saw that he was bothered by that in Toronto in his last outing.
Yeah, it almost gave him 5 innings. Apparently bothered him in the first of those 5 innings in relief of Ubaldo Jimenez.
So Drishamir Despaigne in the bullpen. Pitch will be taken for a strike. 2 on, nobody out. First walk surrendered by Tillman in the ball game.
Yeah,
Jackie Bradley Jr. at the plate.
Yeah, and we've seen that. I mean, obviously a hot hitter, 346 with runners in scoring position, and we've seen him bomb balls to left center. I mean, really good power.
He'll go after that one and foul it back with a big cut taken.
Yeah, big home run cut.
For Jackie Bradley Jr., he's hitting .351 here at Fenway and .265 on the road. So you got a 90-point differential there. 4 home runs here, 6 on the road. Tillman with 2 on, looking for a ground ball to get that double play. Delivery on the way, and on the outside corner instead gets a big strikeout.
Yeah, I think it was a changeup, and you know, he just froze him. 55 of his hits at 28 are extra bases, so this is not an easy guy. He might have thought it was off the corner. The only guy that matters, Marty Foster, said the ball had enough of the outside corner to call him out.
And our Mercedes pitch track presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Chris Young playing a big role for this Red Sox team this year, and you can see the numbers are extremely solid for him. His 21st start now in left field this season. 2 on and 1 down, and Young will take the pitch. Brock Holt's got a concussion. Blake Swihart a sprained left ankle on the DL, so he's become, Young has, the full-time left fielder for this team. Swihart an injury likely to be a while, and Holt's going to need rehab in the minors before he can get back. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike, again down to 84 with it, 1-1.
Yeah, that was a changeup and a fastball count, and 5 home runs in the last 9 games. And as Chris Young said today, he said it's not like the first time I've been a starter. Boy, if you remember his numbers when he came up with the Diamondbacks, I mean 29, 32 home runs.
He'll go after that one and foul it away. Tillman coming back with heat and a little slower swing after seeing the changeups. Goes 1 and 2.
And you're hoping that the numbers, if you're rooting for the Orioles, 1 for 7 lifetime off Chris Tillman, come into play here.
There's Ortiz at second, a leadoff double. Ramirez on at first with a walk. Orioles have the 2-0 lead. And Chris Tillman working on a 1-2. Young will go after it and again foul it away. So Tillman's having to throw a lot of pitches here. He hasn't given anything up, a couple of hits, but has had some 3-2 counts, foul balls, typical against a Red Sox lineup that works at bats. 1-2 delivery again. Breaking ball. He wanted to go. Tempted him, but it stay up and in 2-2. Orioles have won 9 of the last 10 Tillman has started. He's had a 2.65 ERA over those 10 games. Good numbers here at Fenway. He's 4-1 at Fenway Park with an ERA of 2.56 in games he has pitched here. That's really solid in a ballpark tough to pitch in against an opponent where generally the offense is ruled. 2-2. And Young will fight off another one. This one outside of third base.
Yeah, that's a real good changeup, and he was able to foul it off. Yeah, their ability, talking about this Red Sox offense that again comes in at 369 runs, and they average 6 runs a game, but 6.42 here at home. Now, that's a ton of runs.
Again, going to be a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Tillman's delivery to him, and he gets him. Great location with the fastball. Tillman's got his second strikeout back-to-back in the inning.
Well, again, this is a fastball. Targets away. Fastballs maybe in, but I think it had a lot of late life. So again, one of the hotter hitters on this team. 5 home runs in 9 games. Swings right through it.
And another player who had a real tough time on the road trip. 1 for 18 for Shaw. Travis Shaw average has dropped down to 266 now. He has not faced Tillman before. So the Red Sox getting the first 2 on, and they're still there. Ortiz and Ramirez. And that pitch is going to be in there for a strike.
Yeah, they had a big article in the Boston Globe today. You know, he's not seeing the ball. He's not tracking the ball. He's not ready to hit. And again, I mean, this is a relatively young player. And of course, you got 2 hitting instructors here. Chili Davis, who played, what, 19 years. Victor Rodriguez, who actually played in the big leagues briefly for the Orioles. And there's Chili, I mean, marvelous player, switch hitter with 350 home runs. And Victor, that I think maybe 18 at bats, but he said sometimes young players have to go through what Travis Shaw is going through to get better at the other end.
1 hit, last 22 at bats. Pitch will be taken inside.
Well, if you don't get that pitch, boy, it's going to be tough to pitch tonight, because that looked like a pretty good fastball inside third of the plate. And again, you remember all the edge of the ball. That's all it has to do to be on the corner.
2-ball, 1-strike count on Travis Shaw. And that one's going to be foul back.
So good fastball that Chris Tillman's carrying. And you can tell when you get a guy that's, you know, maybe looking to get a good pitch to hit, he gets it, and he still can't quite get to it.
Shaw just turned 26 years old. First major league action last year, 65 games, hit 270. Away with 13 home runs, 36 RBIs, and that one is going to be fouled away. So this game is progressing at a pace as you would expect with the Red Sox and the Orioles. Lots of pitches. We'll see whether or not it makes for lots of runs in this game, but it certainly is a game where the pitchers are very careful with all of the power located in each of these lineups. Tillman, a 2-2 delivery, and the pitch will be outside. So Ortiz and Ramirez will be going 3-2 and 2 down.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Shaw, and again, you know, this gives Ortiz an advantage, because a lot of times it's hard to score on a single to either left or center when you can't run. But he's got 21 hits to all 3 fields. So he sprays the ball around the ballpark.
3-2 delivery, runners go, and they're loaded. So 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a double in this inning for Chris Tillman. and that will load him up for Vasquez.
Yeah, usually averages around 16 pitches per inning. He's already with only 2 outs here in the second with 41.
So Christian Vasquez gets the opportunity with the Orioles leading it by a score of 2-0. He's hitting only .150 with runners in scoring position. That's 6 for 40 on the year.
You know, I was looking at that number, Gary, and I'm going, that, you know, he's caught 23 of the 54 games since he's come back. You know, Tommy John last year, and I'm thinking it's a lot of at bats with runners in scoring position. And I'm figuring, well, maybe because this team is that good, they pitch around guys to get to Vasquez. Let's see if that works here.
And they have a lot of batters on. I looked today, the Red Sox have had more at bats with runners in scoring position than any other team in the American League. 612. 1-0 count. Tillman will wait. You compare that to the Orioles' second fewest, 441. So you're talking almost a couple hundred more at bats with runners in scoring position between the Red Sox and the Orioles. Bases loaded here. 1-0 delivery on the way, and Tillman's worked himself into a jam. Count goes to 2-0. He's got 2 down here. Wieters is going to go out and have a word with him. Vasquez has faced him only 4 times, 1 for 4.
Well, you go back to the 2 games where he gave up the 6 home runs against Cleveland, in Cleveland, and then in Baltimore against the Yankees. And it was these kind of counts that got him in trouble, where you had to throw a strike. And if you're Christian Vasquez, I mean, you haven't been hitting well. And now you can look for your pitch, and that'll be a fastball somewhere in the middle of the plate.
Ortiz, Ramirez, and Shaw waiting on the base paths. 3-0. And that's after he took a break and Wieters went out and he just wanted to throw a strike. Now, if you're John Farrell, do you have Vasquez to take a pitch here?
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
With bets on deck. I mean, you know he's taken here. I mean, I might fall right out of this booth if he swings 3-0.
Yeah. 3-0 delivery, he doesn't, and it's a strike on the inside corner.
You know, we always have that phrase, and it's almost cliche if you're a pitcher, but it's you got to trust your stuff, and that is exactly because of the count and the bases loaded situation what Chris Tillman has to do.
3-1, 2 down. Vasquez, a chopper. Scope's going to get it and out of the inning. It took a while, but Tillman got it done. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. The Red Sox will leave the bases loaded, and the Orioles still have a 2-0 lead. .5 start time Saturday. First 10,000 male fans 18 and over get the Orioles barbecue tool set. It's presented by BGE. So get there, get it, and enjoy the Father's Day weekend at the ballpark. Tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD.
There you go. Early game. barbecue. Maybe we'll do breakfast at Camden Yards on Sunday.
There you go.
Jays in town. A lot of offense again. Does anybody not score runs?
Not in the East. Everybody scores in the East. That one is drilled foul. Boy, he got around on that pitch. Ryan Flaherty. Ryan Flaherty, the ballpark where he loves to play. 373 in this ballpark, lifetime with a home run.
So now you know why he's playing. Defense and the fact that Buck Showalter loves coming from this area. Yep. Put a guy where he feels comfortable in that environment.
Even though he's left-handed. And the pitch will be fouled off. Flaherty's 4 for 8 against left-handers. That's how seldom he gets an opportunity. And when the count goes 0-2, the shift is employed. It was not on prior to this count.
Yeah, you would think if Price got behind Flaherty, they'd play him the pull, and now they would play him straight away because he'll be a little more defensive.
Flaherty will take it. It's pretty good.
It's a pretty tiny strike zone.
Yes, it is.
Marty Foster, I know you have all these books on, but he looks like he's favoring the hitters tonight. And I'm not sure they need to be favored.
This series, 1 ball, 2 strike delivery by Price and a swing and a miss. That's 4 strikeouts for Price. 1 away here in the 3rd inning.
Nice slider right on the corner. Throw it underneath the zone, just close enough to tantalize the hitter. Well, this is what we were talking about in the opening. So he really, he wins in April. He wins in May, 7-1. Again, look at the run support, and then all of a sudden, of course, he pitched out in San Francisco against Madison Bumgarner. He went 8 innings. Actually, got one of those CGL, the complete game losses.
Don't get a lot of those.
No, not anymore.
It's our PNC inside the numbers on David Price. Here's Adam Jones. Adam will take the pitch away for a ball. Adam, a strikeout victim. His first time up. Orioles trying to get out of a 3-game losing streak. Boston has won 14 of their last 19 games played here at Fenway. Pitch taken away. No, Adam will work it to a 2-0 count. Tried to get him to chase, and he would not do it. The Showalter's team 36-26, exact same numbers as the Red Sox have. .2-0 delivery, got it in. He wanted it, fouled it back. Home runs, yes, from the top.
Well, 2 on Sunday, and curveballs and fastballs, you name it. Kind of a brilliant move by Buck Showalter, moving him like he did down in Houston into the leadoff spot.
All the big batters moving up in the lineup around baseball, the Bautistas and the Joneses. 2-1 delivery on the way. Great location, couldn't catch up to it. Orioles now have hit 13 home runs the last 5 games. The shot in this one by Manny Machado, a 2-run homer. There's Manny. They have 31 home runs in the last 12 games. Swing and a miss, and Price is on the K route right now. That's 5.
Well, he's got all the pitches. He strikes out Flaherty on a slider to start the inning off, and then check out this changeup. And it's not that it has to be down and away. You can see him. He's almost like a circle change. It's almost in the middle of the plate, but the arm speed. And if you're Adam Jones, he's already thrown that fastball up and in, and he just pulls the string on him.
Joey Rickard, 2 down, nobody on. Rickard, a base hit and a run scored, came in ahead of Manny Machado on the home run. Showed bunt, had Shaw not all the way back. Actually, Shaw was playing even with the bag at third base, but still at least wanted Shaw thinking about it.
And you want to do it early in the count because he will move in and kind of enhances the chances of maybe hitting one by him.
Rickard is 4 for 17 against the Red Sox this year. He will take the pitch. It'll be away.
Yeah, every time Cabrera would bunt up in Toronto, I kept thinking of what Pete Rose and the Reds did to Mickey Rivers in the World Series. Rose played so close he didn't even think about it. But just take it out of his mind.
He's in the batter's box. 2-0 delivery on the way. That is a strike.
And then, of course, I'm thinking that. And then Ubaldo Jimenez does not pitch very well. Gives up, what, 5 runs and 6 hits. Cabrera doubles over the left fielder's head. And I'm thinking, well, I guess that strategy's not going to work either.
No. 2-1 delivery on the way and a swing and a miss. And he also hit one that wasn't a home run, was foul, but about 400 feet into the third deck. That's when you begin to wonder, oh, really?
So maybe we want him to bunt.
Yeah, go right ahead. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Rickard. Price a chance to strike the side out. Left-hander's delivery. A little bit low.
Well, you're seeing why Price can be so effective. I mean, you know, overpowering stuff, fabulous command, 3+ pitches. It's pretty much just a matter of getting him run support, which they've done every month except June.
3-2. Rickard will take, and he's gone. So 6 strikeouts. Strikes the side out here in the third. Tillman will get the middle of the order of the Red Sox when we come back. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. To our Major League Notebook and our East Winds page. The Rays, 90 home runs, third in the major leagues, won 7 of 9, 17 homers during that span. The Yankees will begin a stretch where they would like to think they can win some games, and lots of them. 11 straight against the Rockies and the Twins. It's one of those beware groupings, though. The Jays routed the Phillies 11-3 after being routed yesterday. Josh Donaldson, a grand slam. Marcus Stroman, an outstanding outing, gave up 2 runs, 6 hits over 7, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Tillman going back to work will be in there for his strike. And we were just talking about Carrera, the leadoff batter for Toronto. He had a home run today, his second. Pilar picked up his 5th, and Donaldson's grand slam was his 15th. Encarnacion got his 16th. Toronto with a long ball today. Mookie Betts at the top of the order. Tillman, 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Breaking ball will catch the outside corner. Good pitch for a strike.
Yeah, you want to bottle that one, whatever that felt like, and that's what the curveball's about. It's a touch and feel pitch. Pretty nasty hook. And of course, Betts didn't want anything to do with it.
1-2 delivery to him will be taken down low.
Yeah, I think Chris Tillman's out there. I mean, pitch count at 50. He knows how good this team is. I mean, you're a modern day player. You recognize how potent this offense is, so you better be on your game. He'd like to have an easy inning, though.
That'll be in the air towards right center field, and it's playable. Over to get it, Rickard. He will haul it in, and Betts is retired. Celebrate Father's Day at the ballpark as the O's take on the Jays Sunday at 1:35. First 10,000 male fans 18 and over get the Father's Day Newsboy cap. After the game, the kids 14 and under get to run the bases, as they do in every home game this Sunday. See you at the ballpark Father's Day weekend. The Jays in town. Tickets at Orioles.com.
Boy, you're going to look good in that.
It's a great news cap, isn't it?
Well, like, I mean, one of the great broadcasters of all time.
True.
Didn't Ernie? Well, you too, but Ernie Harwell. Didn't Ernie used to wear one of those?
Oh,
like,
Ernie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Ernie wore one of those Irish chapeaus, which was a newsboy cap, like. Yes.
There's a high one. And I knew how. You know, it's funny. People go, well, how did you know how Ernie Harwell was? Because you were always pitching. I go, no, I got knocked out in Tiger Stadium enough to hear him.
Well, at Tiger Stadium, he was so close to the booth, you could hear him on the mound. That's why Ernie put the chicken wire up in front of the broadcast booth at Tiger Stadium. It was so close. Balls came back there so fast. It was deadly. That one, speaking of deadly, down the line, it'll take a hop off the wall. Pedroia on his way to second base. RIMOLD will get it back in, and Pedroia's on again. 2 for 2, a single, and now a double.
Well, when he's healthy, I mean, you know, lifetime 300 hitter, MVP back in 2008, 2007, Rookie of the Year, and like a change up middle of the plate, he just screams it after hitting a soft single. So he hooks it into the corner, easy double here at Fenway.
Well, the Red Sox, another opportunity. Bogaerts coming up, hit into a double play, his first time to the plate. Orioles the 2-0 lead on the Manny Machado home run after Rickard had delivered a 1-out single. Red Sox 0 for 3, runners in scoring position so far, hitting .297 as a team, the best in the majors in that regard. Strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, the ball that Bogaerts hit for the double play was really a terrific play by Machado, because it's almost like, because it was a line drive at its toes that he let bounce, mainly because I think he thought you could turn the double play. Probably had a couple of options, because Pedroia got a big lead, probably could have caught it in the air and maybe doubled him up either way.
Oh, and delivery by Tillman. Notice Bogaerts where he's standing. Bogaerts stands as close to the front of the box as I've seen any batter in a long time, and that's kind of surprising. You do that against breaking ball pitchers, knuckleball pitchers, but he gets up there a little bit. Now he's backed off a little from where he was in that last pitch, but he was up.
Well, you can see the back line. I mean, he's almost a foot in front of it.
Yep. 0-2 delivery on the way, and had to reach for it. Will be played by Scope and gets the out.
Yeah, and he's so comfortable doing exactly what he did. You'll see Pedroia advances, but the Orioles are happy to get him out. But he uses that, really, the hole between first and second. That's kind of the 3.5 hole. Short to third is the 5.5 hole that Tony Gwynn made famous.
David Ortiz. Ortiz a double, his first time up. DH getting his 10th hit in 29 at bats against the Orioles this year.
Will he bunt?
No. He's got a base hit and an RBI if he does, and he does. Show it. Takes the pitch inside. I mean, really, why not?
Well, yeah. You know, I mean, obviously the downside is if he pops it up, but I mean, if he gets it anywhere, I mean, within maybe 15 feet of the foul line, they get a run, he gets on, and then of course you have a lot of good hitters coming on right behind him.
Does not show bunt there, takes a strike on the outside corner.
Of course, he also is it's just amazing. I mean, Bogaerts was hitting over 400 with runners in scoring position. He's hit 357. So I guess he feels comfortable doing it either way.
He has had a home run 10 of the last 25 games against the Orioles. That one is going to be low. Nice stop made by Wieters. Anything that gets by Matt Wieters in this at bat can score a run, because over at third base, Pedroia with the shift on can wander almost into home plate. I mean, Wieters knows he's got to stop everything, and Tillman has thrown 6 wild pitches this year. That's way up high. So a 3-ball 1-strike count. Ortiz. Ramirez, who has been struggling, is waiting on deck. Would you work around him here?
Well, you know, it's a calculated risk. You got a 2-0 lead. If he hits a single, it's what, 2-1. Well, I just hate. I mean, I hated to put guys on base in this ballpark because, again, it doesn't have to be a 3-run home run. It can be a bloop double. It could be just a fly ball off the wall, the green monster.
And a big cut going for the long ball right there.
Yeah, he's looking fastball. And Chris Tillman, if you've watched him pitch this year, this is kind of a pitch he throws a little bit more often. That's the slider. And it doesn't have to be a good one because it's not the heater.
So 3-2, 2 down. Pedroia at third base. Tillman's delivery fouled off and held on to. He got him. So Tillman gets another big strikeout. That is his third. Runner left on at third base, and the Orioles still have a 2-0 lead.
I just want to say thank you to all the members of the United States military for protecting and defending our country.
Orioles baseball is brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid, all-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer with you here at Fenway. This is the first of the 3-game set for the two teams tied with identical records for first place in the American League East at 36 and 26. And full house on hand here for game number 1. David Price, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Manny Machado delivered the home run ball just inside the pesky pole for his 17th of the season. Good for 2 RBIs. Machado will foul that one back. Take a look at our Coons.com league leaderboard, brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
Look at Ortiz and Manny right behind him, and then Mark Trumbo.
Wow. Two teams do have some offensive numbers. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and that'll be fouled off, and that one got him hard. I think. Gets up. Looks like he's all right.
Well, fastball away, cutter in, and then boy, you have a quick bat. Manny has one of the quicker ones. Trying to get out in front. And it looks like maybe it got the dirt underneath the shoe.
Yep.
It goes down. It's an Adrian Beltre swing. Down on the one knee.
Big one. 3 home runs in this ballpark for Manny now in his career. Set up outside and away, and that's right where the pitch was. Trying to get him to go. Here's the dinger.
You know, you think of Fenway Park, you think of the Green Monster. The shortest porch is right here. The Johnny Pesky pole. In fact, it's so short they don't even put a number on it. Like what 310 down the left field line.
Ground ball towards third. Shaw.
It's kind of like a catch and release. Caught the fish and let it go. He gets rid of it very quickly. Easy play. All you got to do is make an accurate throw. chopper. Always felt the infield here was pretty quick.
We'll have to bring the golf measure out, stand at home plate, and shoot it at the pesky pole. See how far that is. Not very far.
No, it isn't.
It's a very short home run down there because that wall curves. Here is Chris Davis, strikeout victim, his first time up. Chris with the 5-game hit streak. And he was going long ball on that one. Chris against the left-handers, sitting .210. 4 of his 16 home runs have come off lefties. He's in there, lefty or righty. Against David Price, 7 for 24. Another big cut on a located pitch that stayed in and down.
Yeah, change up, and you got to hit off 92 to 94, and then as I mentioned, the change up, he sells it so well with the arm speed, it's hard to detect. Sometimes you don't even get the bat off your shoulder like the first time. Perfect pitch outside corner.
0-2 delivery.
There's another one.
He only saw 3 pitches in his first at bat, and he only sees 3 here.
Well, the good lefties, they cover the outside corner. So again, he just takes something off. It's down and in, that movement, because he turns it over a little bit and swing right over it. And if you do hit it, probably roll over, hit a ground ball to the right side. Ideal pitch to throw if you command it.
That'll bring up Mark Trumbo. 7 strikeouts for Price.
Well, he's had what, 10, 14, and 12. Those are the 3 high strikeout games of the year.
And Trumbo will take it at the knees for a strike. For Trumbo, 6 home runs so far in June, tied for first in the American League in home runs this month. Against left-handed batters on the year, he's tied for 5th in runs batted in. He's done a good job, both lefty and righty. That's another strike.
Yeah, another changeup, and again, it's nice to have 3-4 pitches. You don't always have them working, but tonight it seems like, with the exception of the one fastball that Machado sliced into the corner, not a lot of hittable pitches.
0-2, and he's not wasting pitches. Trumbo will take it. It'll be down low.
Well, he's thrown now 56 pitches, and 38 of those for strikes. Strike to ball ratio kind of where he wants it to be.
Infield shift is on against Trumbo. And he swings and misses. VAZQUEZ will make the throw, and that'll do it. 2 more strikeouts. That's 8 in the game. Yet the Orioles have the 2-0 lead. PNC for the achiever in you.
So Connor, he's moved up and down the Orioles minor league system. Last year, 85 RBIs, so that's a lot of RBIs in the minor leagues. And of course, nice to be on to a good start. home runs are up this year. June, look at what he's done in June.
Leading the league in homers and RBIs in June. Tillman will go back to work. Ramirez drew a walk his first time up. Bradley and Young. Tillman has held the Red Sox, no runs, 3 hits. Orioles 2 runs on 2 hits. The home run first inning by Machado. And the pitch will be there for a strike. Something Tillman needs a little more of. That's 5 out of 14 first pitch strikes.
Well, I think the most impressive one was the third strikeout to Ortiz, 2-seamer down and away. Maybe he gets a feel for being down in the zone early on. I mean, the stuff's been very good, but the command not where he'd like it. So a lot of pitches, but at 16, so what? Here we're in the 4th. You know, a good chance to maybe pitch 6 innings tonight.
And way outside with it. Tillman, 64 and 43 in his career. 28-year-old. The Orioles, in the 13 starts he has made, have won 11 of the 13 games, and he himself has picked up 8 wins. 2-1 delivery, and Ramirez takes that. It'll be a little bit outside, maybe a little low. Tillman trying to cut down on the runs against the Orioles. Orioles have allowed 25 runs over 25 innings during this 3-game losing streak that they are in. 3-1 pitch on the way. Had to go up to get it. Hammered it down to third. Flaherty. Easy play. Text Masson's word of the day, green, to 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Buck Showalter from Masson. Note the spelling, green with an E, to 29292, brought to you by the Green Turtle. Watch every O's game with us. The Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill. Hang local. It's a gorgeous night here in Boston. And a tight ball game. Jackie Bradley Jr., strikeout victim, his first time up. Tillman's pitch to him will be down low for the ball. Center fielder who can run him down. Orioles have held him to a .224 career batting average in his young career against Oriole pitching. And he'll be on that one to chop it right straight down.
Yeah, we talked about the extra base hits. So what, 55 hits, 29 of them either triples, doubles, or home runs. It's doing some damage. There's skipper John Farrell. And you see Ramirez still holding the bat. And you know he's struggling. If you go to, you're on the bat, you don't have your glove because, and it reminds me, Tony Horton of the Indians, Lou Piniella, who turned out, I mean, Lou was a heck of a player. But when he was in a slump, the bat was never out of his hands. And he wasn't in too many slumps.
No. No, you want to get right back up there and let me hit. Tillman's pitch to him, foul tipped into the mitt. Wieters hanging on again. So Tilly's got his 4th strikeout of the ball game.
Yeah, a little cutter. Again, the good hitters, you know, try to read how they react to your fastball. I mean, again, just enough movement to fool them. One of those backdoor sliders. He started off the plate, and Bradley didn't want to be called out like he did the first time.
So that will bring Chris Young to the plate. Young, strikeout victim, his first time up. Tillman, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Whoa.
That one out of his hand and way up in the air.
Well, like I said, one of those nights where the ball can be slick because of the lack of humidity.
Shift on in the infield. Outfield straight away. Young takes the strike on the inside corner. Rusney Castillo is a player that, with all the injuries they have early on this year, might have thought the Red Sox would have him in the lineup. Hasn't worked out that way. Castillo has been a pinch runner going back to May 31st. So that's why Young is getting such.
Well,
a
they got
chance.
Young to play against the lefties, and what, he's got 8 doubles. That's tied for the major league lead against left-handed pitching. But he
fouls it off. Look out.
Like we said, I mean, he was an everyday player, and then maybe got home run conscious, and then of course, you know, had a really good year last year with the Yankees. They signed him to a 2-year deal. But again, pretty good track record and a very good defender.
$32 old. 2-ball, 2-strike count on it. Delivery by Tillman, and a swing and a miss on a great pitch down and away. So these two pitchers are going at it. That's 5 strikeouts for the Orioles starter, and on the Machado home run, 2-0 still. Birthday, USAA honors those who have served in the U.S. Army and all of our service members around the world. Unveiling of Old Glory on the Green Monster before the start of the game. Little breeze tonight, kind of blowing in or out to right. It swirls a little bit here at the ballpark now. Matt Wieters at the plate. Wieters grounded out his first time up. Takes a rip at the 88-mile-an-hour delivery. It'll be Wieters, Scope, and REIMOLD due up. Orioles trying to pick the pace up on the road. They've lost only won 3 of the last 11 road games, 3 and 8. They've dropped to 3 under 500 now on the road. Another one down the line. That one is not going to reach the pesky pole and will be a foul ball.
Yeah, runs ain't on. I mean, they score almost 4.8 runs on the road, but that's the pitching. 4.8. So you're 12 and 15 on the road for the year. Got to score more than you give up. I mean, it's the key to winning. I mean, it's one of those obvious answers, but it's hard to do.
Yeah. Great home record, 24 and 11 at home for Buck Showalter's ball club. 0-2 count on Matt. Price's delivery to him, a comebacker. Wow. Little lob toss that almost got away. Almost didn't even make it there. But he gets the out.
Well, look how he catches it. I mean, he caught it. You know, it's funny. Daniel Cabrera pitched for the Orioles. When he first started playing professional baseball, they threw him a roller, and he actually caught the ball with the web down to the ground instead of scooping it. Because that's the way Price did. And then, well, he's had a good changeup tonight. He just threw one to first.
Slowest of the night. Jonathan Scope, he grounded out his first time up. Scope will pop that one up and back. Vasquez will not have a play on the top of the screen.
Yeah, this is the ballpark again. The roof line is so low that even though the wind's not blowing a whole lot, but boy, you never give up on a ball here. I mean, infielders, catchers, outfielders. In the series early on this year, some balls blew from foul territory back into fair territory down the left field line here.
0-1 delivery. Scope will take it inside. Hope we'll be able to get an update on J.J. Hardy playing at Bowie. If all goes well, that comeback could come a lot quicker and happier than had been anticipated. He's playing tonight. Gone 2 for 3 in the ball game at Bowie. What will really matter is how he feels tomorrow. Gallardo's going to pitch on Saturday against Toronto at Camden Yards, back in the rotation. Caleb Joseph working out, but is not going to be cleared to catch any sooner than the 27th. Popped up shallow center, long way back Bradley. He'll have time to get in and under it, and there are 2 down. On Saturday, June 25, the Orioles host the Rays. It is a special split admission doubleheader. The games are 1:05, 7:05. 7:05 game. The first 20,000 fans 15 and over will get the Orioles batting practice pullover. Good seats remain. You can get them at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. That's the split doubleheader, June 25. 2 down, no one on. Nolan REIMOLD, strikeout victim, his first time up. He will take the pitch away. The Orioles have not had a base runner since the home run by Manny Machado. Side retired in order, second, third, fourth innings, and there are 2 down, nobody on here in the 5th. Ball in the air to right field. Betts. He's under it, and he has got it. So Price continues to move along here, 4 consecutive innings where he's set them down in a row here in Boston.
Highlights Chris Tillman against the best offense in baseball, so trouble early. Bogaerts in the leg and hitting, double play, nicely turned by the Orioles. And a couple of guys on. Christian Vasquez with the bases loaded. We'll get the double, the final out, and then right here Ortiz, who's leading the world it seems in everything. Chris Tillman able to strike him out. So in and out of trouble. The Red Sox so far 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Geico 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Tillman will work against Shaw. Travis Shaw, the shift fully employed here, and he'll take the pitch for a strike. Shaw's had 5 hits and 25 at bats against the Orioles this season. One delivery to him, breaking ball is going to miss inside. Leadoff man on, only one of the 4 innings so far, double by Ortiz to start the second. Tillman, however, able to shut him down with a couple of strikeouts in that inning as the Red Sox left the bases loaded. Boston has left 4 on, 3 of those in scoring position. 2-2-0 for the Orioles, 0-3-0 for Boston. And there are those first pitch strikes, considerably different. That piles up the pitch count. Popped it up. Only man over there is Machado, so Tillman's going to make the catch. How about that? That'll get a smile out of Manning.
Well, he's probably waiting for the footsteps, and those were friendly footsteps. Manning's gonna smile his way through this one. Look how deep he is. Again, the ball's popped up. Nice pitch. Little change up. Nobody's there except Mr. Tillman, number 30.
I can do that.
He didn't have a choice.
Seen how many times pitchers have had to do that, especially balls hit over into foul territory, and the shift is on like that. VAZQUEZ heading to a fielder's choice his first time up. He will take the pitch for a strike.
Well, I mean, so many in a close game, critical at bats, and of course, Christian VAZQUEZ, he works the count 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, and then hits a bouncer to scope with the bases loaded.
And he will take that pitch away. So VAZQUEZ trying to get something started with the top of the order coming up. One ball, 1 strike count. VAZQUEZ will take the heater. It is right there for a strike. Tommy John surgery, right elbow, missed the entire season last year. So VAZQUEZ back working behind the plate. Swihart, of course, has played some outfield, good deal of it, the catcher. 1-2 delivery, late foul back into the screen.
And then they with Ryan Hannigan on the disabled list, they bring up Sandy Leon. He goes 5 for 6.
Yeah,
throws a 4-for-4 in there. Of course, Bogart in Minnesota had 2 4-hit games.
1 ball, 2 strike count from Tillman.
I mean, really, 96. When's the last time we've seen that? So plus stuff tonight. But the command has got the pitch count to 86, and you know the Red Sox want him out of there. So again, try to have a pretty concise inning here and maybe get into the 7th.
2-2 fouled away again in the 13 starts previous to this. 77 innings worked. So pushing, averaging into the 6 2/3, 7 1/3 inning area. 7 1/3 last outing against KC. Tillman 2-2 delivery. That'll be down the line in right field, perfectly positioned. Joey Rickard right there to put it away, and VAZQUEZ is retired. Well, the day after the Orioles win and score 5 or more runs, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 2 down, nobody on.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever want to face Mookie Betts, but if you have to face him, this is nobody on, 2 outs. Of course, he did hit the 5 home runs down in Baltimore.
Betts leading the league in runs scored, table setter for this big lineup, and will take the pitch away for a ball. He has had hit and scored in each of the 7 games against the Orioles this year, and 6 of those 7 have been multi-hit games. He's 0 for 2 in this one. Tillman's delivery to him is fouled back.
Yeah, I was reading an article last week that the Boston Globe did, and there was a guy that I used to pitch against. I think he came out of the Kansas City Royal organization, but UL Washington. Remember, he used to have the toothpick, shortstop. I think Frank White, and UL came out of the Royal Academy, but he was his hitting instructor in the minor leagues, and he told him stop walking and drive the ball. And I think he listened.
He's doing it.
I mean, really is. And you know, again, it's funny because Bradley has a high leg kick. He used to have a leg kick, and they got that. If you watch his front leg, he doesn't really raise it a whole lot. So, and boy, he's really got some bat speed
in the dirt. So Tillman bouncing one that he wouldn't go after. 2 ball, 2 strike count. That's 20 walks, 44 strikeouts. on the season, but of course he's got the big numbers: 14 doubles, 4 triples, and 14 home runs. A lot of extra base hits. He's right up there in total bases for the ball club. Tillman, enough on that one so he can get to it, and we'll record the out. So that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning. That's going to be 8 in a row set down by Tillman. Our Chevy do-ups, Flaherty, Jones, and Rickard when we come back. Brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By your Baltimore BMW centers. Visit BaltimoreBMW.com today for exceptional offers. And by visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Fenway Park. Orioles have the lead, 2 runs first inning. 1 out single Rickard, and then the home run by Manny Machado. And that's it. Shattered bat. Barrel goes flying by Price. The ball to second to Pedroia. And Ryan Flaherty is retired, and Price jumping out of the way as that went by him.
Yeah, you always kind of worry about the line drive, but how about the bat head? You can see him. Great angle right here, and you just don't know where it's going. Except Pedroia easily fields it. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, we weren't joking about the fact that Price wasn't going to give up any more. He's been very, very good.
15 in a row retired by Price.
Just 2-seamer. You can see up on the trademark, and the bat just kind of disintegrates.
Adam Jones, strikeout victim twice, will take the pitch for a strike. No walks, 8 strikeouts for Price. He has now moved into the top spot in the American League in strikeouts with 99, ahead of Chris Archer. 0-1 delivery by the left-hander, and that one rocketed to center field. Bradley going back. Bradley has just enough room to haul it in some 400 feet away.
Yeah, you think you hit it pretty good, and then what wind there is maybe blowing either in, at least it was earlier, into the booth, and maybe didn't square it up, and then Bradley makes it look easy. We were talking with Dennis Eckersley, and when that came up, he was a starting pitcher with Cleveland, but then he got traded to the Red Sox. He said he learned to pitch here because you do have some room in center and right. And of course, you had Freddie Lynn and Dwight Evans with 8 or 9 Gold Gloves. So a lot of fastballs and changeups. Let him hit it to center field and into the triangle out of the right center. A lot of easy outs.
Joey Rickard up. He picked up the single in the first inning. It would set the stage for the home run by Manny Machado. Price with the 0-1 delivery on the way down to third base. Shaw. I mean, Price is throwing nothing but strikes and getting nothing but outs. Orioles are retired in order again. It's going to be 17 in a row set down by Price. Armies being brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. And by DynCorp International, serving our nation for 70 years. 241 years ago, U.S. Army established to defend the good old U.S. of A. in Masson, and our proud sponsors salute all of America's Army for their sacrifice and their work for our country. As those caissons go rolling along.
Over.
Here is Dustin Pedroia, rudely interrupting the fine musical performance, something like Hamilton. Pitch will be taken for a strike.
Should I call you Tony?
No. Pedroia has doubled and singled.
Yeah, pivotal guy right here on the evening with the third time through the lineup and the pitch count mounting. Well, let's see. Fastball to right, change up off the wall for a double.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way to Pedroia, and he'll go big time with it.
Yeah, that's the slider that kind of backs up, and he thinks it's going to break into the middle of the plate, and he's thinking home run. It just spins. It's amazing how hard he can swing the bat and still make contact.
So Pedroia, after the long ball, 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way by Tillman. And that's there. He got him.
Perfect pitch.
6 strikeouts for Chris.
Well, really great stuff tonight as far as velocity. I mean, he was a little bit wild early, but this, you don't throw a slider any better than this. You know, he's over on the third base side of the rubber, so he's stepping right at you. And look at this ball just cut to the outside corner. Nicely presented by Matt Wieters.
So a big first out here. Pedroia retired. Bogaerts hit into a double play in the first inning, is grounded out. Tillman has him swinging at some pitches that he's guessing on, and so far not guessing right, as Tilly has kept him off balance in the first 2 at-bats. 0-1 delivery on the way to him. Ground ball, that'll go to short. Machado's got to hustle a throw and will get it there in time.
And boy, does he get to the ball quickly. You got to know who's running, and man, he does. You know, fast infield, you read the ball off the bat because he kind of had to reach out for it. And again, this team runs. I mean, not only steals bases, but they were talking down the cage. I mean, it's just amazing how well. I mean, such an athletic team with a couple of exceptions, and even Big Poppy with the double tonight. So they run balls out. They can score from first on doubles. A lot of good team speed.
2 down, nobody on. David Ortiz, double and a strikeout taking. So Price has retired 17 in a row. Chris Tillman has retired 10 in a row, as these two pitchers battling and getting it done in a hurry. Breaking ball will be scooped off the plate by Wieters.
Well, it's almost like Chris Tillman, and if you followed Tillman's offseason program, I mean, he started really in early November along with Zach Britton, Miguel Gonzalez, who was released and is now pitching for the White Sox tonight, matter of fact. So that I don't think he liked being 11-11 last year.
Not where he wanted to be.
No.
Ortiz takes it. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Kind of sit and watch game for the managers as the pitchers have taken charge.
Well, this will be the 103rd pitch, and if he gets Ortiz out, maybe in 2 or 3 pitches, you might see Tillman come out for the 7th. Most likely the bullpen up behind him.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Ortiz fouls that one back. Ortiz, 266 lifetime against the Orioles. He's had 51 home runs in his career. Always a ballpark that he has hit well in, but this year it's extraordinarily so. He's got a .388 batting average in this ballpark, the highest home batting average of any hitter. Career average .310 here. Tillman gets him on a swinging 3rd strike. 7 strikeouts for Tillman. He retires the side in order for the 3rd inning in a row. He has now set down 11 consecutive Red Sox, and those first inning runs hang on. Our Crown Royal do-ups: Machado, Davis, Trumbo. Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by American Standard Heating and Air. It's their all-star sales event with up to $1,100 in instant rebates or 0% APR for 36 months. Great ball game underway to open up this 3-game set. Price against Tillman. Orioles, Machado home run, first inning, 2-0 lead. Manny Machado will lead it off here. Machado was also grounded out. That'll be fouled right off the end of the bat. All-star balloting going on. Weekly reports issued by Major League Baseball. Manny first at 3rd. Chris 3rd at first base. Matt second among catchers. Trumbo 4th in the outfield. Adam Jones 10th outfield. Manny will foul that one off. With the home run by Manny Machado, the Orioles now with 100 even. They are on pace, right on pace, to break the franchise record 257 home runs, set in 1996. Orioles on pace right now to have a couple more than that, 259. We all know, however, on pace numbers tend to be wildly fluctuating.
Well, Jones is hitting more. Hardy will be back. You just don't know.
Yeah. They're hitting them. That'll be the other way. Foul again by Machado.
So Manny, what, he hit 7 in April, 6 in the month of May, now 4 in June. Chris Davis is mentioned, what, 5 last week. American League Player of the Year. Trumbo has hit as many as, what, 34 with the Angels.
Yep. And Adams heated up, as has Davis in the home run department. 0-2 count. Price will get it in there and get it by him. And then he just looks out.
You know, for a 6'5" guy, I mean, you have to be athletic. You have to have a good, repeatable windup to throw the ball at the knees as well as he does. I mean, just check out how he rides the ball down in the zone. And again, part of it is to give you a 10-inch mound. Can you throw the ball downhill? And he does it real well.
So Manny Machado is strikeout victim, 1 down, 7th inning. Davis has struck out twice. 9 strikeouts in the ball game for David Price. His high this year, 14, came against Atlanta, and that is also his career high, which he has done twice. 0-1 delivery. Chris will take it inside. Davis to be followed by Trumbo. Who would have thought back in the first inning after the home run by Manny Machado with 1 down and Joey Rickard on that there would not be another Oriole base runner since. 1-1 pitch on the way. Davis goes the other way. It is curving near the fair pole. Foul. About 6 seats in. And that will bring VAZQUEZ out to the mound to talk to Price. Chris Davis here in this ballpark, 7 home runs, 7 of the 17 that he has lifetime against the Red Sox. He does not have a career home run against Price. Shift on, the 1-2 delivery on the way. You got him again.
Yeah, another changeup. You know, a lot of times against certain pitchers, maybe not the David Prices of the world, you can eliminate pitches. That hasn't been the case tonight. Any pitch, anytime. And the location has been marvelous.
Can't get it. Shift on the other way now against Mark Trumbo. Trumbo has grounded out and struck out. 2 down, nobody on. Trumbo's down to third, stopped by Shaw. No play, an infield hit. So the Orioles finally break that string of outs, as a good play was made by Shaw to stop it, but he couldn't make the throw.
Yeah, I think his main objective is not let it get by him. And you can see right here starting to slide. Hopefully he can get up, but I think the knee gets caught in the infield dirt, and that's the roll right there. And then no possible chance. Heads up play, not making the throw. No chance to get him.
So the Orioles will pick up the base hit. Mark Trumbo gets it, ending a string of 19 in a row retired by David Price. Let's see if they can make a 2-out rally out of it. Matt Wieters has grounded out twice. Are 2 away here in the 7th inning. Each team with 3 hits now. Now back overhead for a strike.
Yeah, one of the few pitches that has been drivable all night. I mean, even the Machado home run was up and away. But Price has thrown that few pitches in the middle of the plate, and Wieters had a good swing.
Takes the count to 0-1. Trumbo going nowhere over there at first base shortly. 85, another changeup, and had him way out in front of it. 0-2.
Yeah, it's the change in speed. It's the arm speed. You know, the good change up, you throw it with the same motion as your fastball, but you grip it differently. And hitter, at least on the good ones, and that's certainly appears to be the case tonight. You just cannot pick up the difference.
Matt 2 for 17 against the Red Sox so far this year. He'll take that pitch away. Just trying to get him to go. One of the few waste pitches, if you will, that we've seen him throw. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Price, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Tillman, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Both bullpens quiet. Trumbo, the lead off first. 1-2 that way. Ramirez. And that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. 7th inning stretch time pitching duel continues. Ballparks in warm weather. A lot of things are adding up for the offensive side of the game right now for some of these teams. He went on to say that's kind of what we've been seeing in our division. Big swings, big numbers, and it comes down to the starters controlling the tempo, which is exactly what's happened in this game
so far. And a lot of people don't. I mean, John Farrell, before he managed here, and then Toronto, he was the pitching coach, but he was also a major league pitcher.
Yep.
Second round draft choice by the Indians, won 14 games one year. He used to actually pitch complete games.
He did. He's a big, strong, hard-throwing pitcher.
So he knows a little bit about pitching.
Here's Ramirez. And a big cut. Tillman stays out. 105 pitches thrown. Ramirez has drawn a walk and grounded out. Bradley and then Young due up for the Red Sox. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Red Sox, Orioles each with 3 hits. That 2-run homer first inning by Machado's what's on the board. Ramirez will take that one inside. And Tillman certainly giving the Orioles some kind of ball game here as Machado's supplied the only runs. Tillman after his 9th win of the season. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Ramirez takes a strike.
Yeah, he's been what I would term, and going back to my career, very much like it, effectively wild, in the sense that, you know, he's thrown a lot of good pitches at the knees early on. He was up in the zone, got some huge outs in the 2nd and 3rd innings, actually 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings, and then kind of settled down.
11 in a row retired by Tillman. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Double by Pedroia, 3rd inning, their last base runner. till now. That one in the line, right field. That's going to be caught. Rickard is over, and he's got it. A lot of room, and he can run him down. One away. Celebrate MLB's home run leader on Sunday, June 26th, says all fans at that 1:35 game against the Royals. They're going to get the Mark Trumbo Orioles t-shirt. After the game, the kids 14 and under get to run the bases. Kids have that chance after every Sunday home game for the Orioles. So enjoy the ballpark. Get your tickets now at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Jackie Bradley Jr. He has been struck out twice. 2 of the 7 for Tillman. Breaking ball tied him up in there for a strike.
Well, he hadn't thrown a lot of them, but you probably count him on 2 handfuls tonight, the curveball, but he's had a good one when he throws it, and I would say he's probably thrown about 60% of them for strikes.
Again, locked him up, expecting something different. 0-2.
As we mentioned, it's a feel and touch. It certainly was for me. My curveball very much like Chris's, and it's late breaking. And Jackie Brantley Jr. gives up on it and catches the outside corner.
That one he hits the center field. Jones just is going to look way back, and goodbye, home run. A solo shot. Jackie Bradley Jr. gets it. Red Sox are on the board. It is a 2-1 game.
Well, he hits balls. It makes them look very small, like golf balls.
So number 11 not only ends the streak at 12 of those retired, but gives them a run.
Yeah, a little cutter. This goes right back to the middle of the plate, so it speeds the bat up, and then he supplies the power. 10 home runs now in his last 33 games. That's it.
2-1 ball game. 4th hit for the Red Sox. Here is Young, who has struck out twice. They check, and he did go around. Mark Wagner down at first base. Young not believing it. First bullpen action. Michael Givens up. 10 home runs surrendered by Tillman. 6 of those hit by left-handers. 0-1 delivery on the way. That'll be outside. Jackie Bradley Jr. It's only the 2nd home run he's had against the Red Sox, against the Orioles rather, in his Red Sox career. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chris Young awakening the crowd. The homer. That ball to right center field. Rickard rather will come over and put it away. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. That's a pretty good shot, isn't it?
Well, it's just amazing, the extra base hits. As we mentioned, that's what now 30 extra base hits out of his 56 hits. So when he hits them, they go.
And here is Travis Shaw with 2 down, nobody on. Shift on. Pitch will be taken at the knees for a strike. The 2-1 ball game, bottom half of the 7th inning with 2 away. The Red Sox 34th home run at home. They have hit 44 on the road. 0-1 delivery on the way. Ground ball to the middle. It's going to be a very tough play. Manny Machado's got to hustle it over. Didn't get him. Too tough a play. Shaw good enough speed.
Yeah, Manny's they got the shift on, and then here's the back end of it, and everybody's kind of looking to see if the Orioles are going to take a look. I don't think there's anything that you could say that replay would change for Shaw. Only 1 hit in his last 24 at bats, 23 at bats.
Showalter waiting for word from his video people whether or not to challenge here.
To me, it'd be a wasted challenge. You'd love to get the out, but to me, the foot got down there just as the ball got in the glove, so there's nothing you can change.
And the Orioles, I don't know. Nope. No challenge. So the single puts Shaw on and brings VAZQUEZ, the catcher, to the plate. VAZQUEZ is hit into a fielder's choice, has flied out. So 2 hits here in the inning. The homer and the single makes it 5 in the ball game for the Red Sox. VAZQUEZ 1 for 6 lifetime off Tillman. 0 for 2 in this one. And we'll take the pitch outside for a ball. Looking to end the inning right here, not wanting to turn that batting order over, obviously. I mean, somebody else on base here. Shaw, short lead at first. Tillman, the 1-1 delivery. VAZQUEZ fouls it back, and Tillman will get ahead of him, 1-2. Tillman looking to work through a full 7 innings here in this game. He has been their length pitcher all season long. Went 7 against the Yankees, 7 against Detroit, 7 against Houston, 7 1/3 last out in Kansas City.
Well, this will be his 119th pitch of the night.
That'll be fouled off.
But again, as we mentioned, it started in November to condition yourself where you can throw these kind of pitches and still have good stuff and make the quality pitches you need to make late in the ball game.
Well above the high this season. He has thrown as many as 110, but he's done that, what, 1, 2, 3 different occasions.
Yeah, you know, and we always talk about the numbers. I mean, 214, 229, 221. First, second, and third times through the orders. That's pitching.
1-2 delivery, ground ball to first. It'll be handled by Davis, and Tillman works his way through it. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. Home run. Bradley has made it a 1-run game. Game 2 of this 3-game set will have Kevin Gausman on the mound against Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer. Our coverage on MASN 2, 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Jeep, followed by our game at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
So Kevin Gausman obviously still trying to get that elusive first win. Has pitched much better than the record. And how about Stephen Wright, leading the American League in earned run average? What a big surprise in a sense, because he's had because of injuries, Buchholz struggling, a chance to really to be right behind Price.
That one in the air to left field. Jonathan Schoop over the monster, and goodbye home run. The Orioles get it right back. Jonathan Schoop on the first pitch of the 8th inning puts one to the back of the Green Monster seats, and it's a 3-1 ball game. Well, the Orioles again getting all the runs off the homers. His 10th.
Yeah, a little cutter that ends up in the middle of the plate. Hasn't happened very often. And boy, the result, you have a guy with tremendous power. It's home run number 10. And I mean, no doubt about it here at Fenway Park.
First home run he's ever had against the Red Sox. Comes at a most appropriate time for the Orioles. And the Orioles take a 3-1 lead on that, their 4th hit of the ball game. Nolan REIMOLD.
We'll take a look, and again, I mean, they're trying to come in. The ball doesn't get there. I thought it was a cutter, maybe it's a changeup, but whatever it is, it gets smacked.
1-0 delivery on the way outside. So Jonathan Schoop, it's a 5-game hit streak for him, and he's had 2 home runs during the streak. 7 hits in 18 at bats, 450 on that one.
Well, that 113. I mean, the average ball hit in the major leagues is what, 77 miles per hour.
He is strong. That one tapped, and it will go foul.
No, we were talking before the game. Xander Bogaerts said, "Hey, how's my buddy Jonathan?" I said, "Well, he's always smiling." And he said, "Yeah, you know, sometimes he really hits the ball all over, and sometimes he tries to hit home runs." Well, tried to hit a home run and got the pitch.
He is strong enough to do that, as Oriole fans have seen repeatedly. Well, the Orioles, 2 home runs in the ball game off Price. REIMOLD on the cut, can't catch up to it. 2-2. Continues to be all about the long ball. The Orioles 101 home runs, 51 at home and 50 on the road. You can't divide it much more evenly than that. REIMOLD will take it, and it's a strike call. 11th strikeout.
Now, David Price, I mean, he's old school because he's going to try to figure out, how am I going to get out of this inning and still give the best offense in baseball a chance to come back and make me a winner? And as you mentioned, 11 strikeouts, a plethora of different pitches tonight, all over the strike zone.
Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty has struck out and grounded out. And the pitch is there for a strike. Keep in mind what we mentioned earlier. Last outing against San Francisco, gave up only 3 hits, complete game, and he lost. He's working in the same kind of a ball game tonight.
Yeah,
Flaherty will take it inside.
We were talking earlier about when you pitch on the road, you can get a complete game by only pitching 8 innings, which is what happened. Baumgartner was one of those dream matchups. Of course, Madison, Baumgartner, World Series hero. He only went 6 innings. But the Giants came back and got some runs off of Price late in the ball game to win.
That will be taken away, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. David Price to get him out of there. Machado and Schoop, 2 buddies, and both providing the long ball tonight. So many games where the Orioles have had their runs, all of them coming off the homer. Long hold, and the 2-1 to Flaherty. Ryan will take it. It'll miss down low. And now here comes the shift. Shaw goes from 3rd to 2nd.
So this is what we're talking about. I mean, they shifted even when the count was in Price's favor. Now it's a hitter's count. They figure Flaherty will.
That is really strange.
And of course, Ryan has had a good month because he's hitting the ball all over the park.
Yeah. Here's the 3-1 delivery to him, and he tries to bunt his way on. Wise try, but he didn't get it down.
Well, you just don't do it against David Price type pitching, and that's why, you know, the intent admirable, but the skill set, you just don't do it enough. I mean, everybody talks about every spring. Buck Showalter says Heath Emery, the hard throwing righty, getting up, and everybody says, well, everybody's going to be able to do it before we leave Sarasota, and it's just not a priority, and it's just hard to simulate game type situations.
So it's 3-2. 1 down, a run in on the homer by Schoop here in the 8th inning. Flaherty at chopper. That'll go to second. Pedroia is there, makes the play. 2 down. Oriole fans, the 16 Esurance All-Star Game is about here. Head to Orioles.com/vote-orange. Pick your stars. You got Machado, Trumbo, Wieters, Davis all in contention for starting spots. You could win an autographed All-Star jersey, VIP game experience, special ticket discounts. So vote early, vote often at Orioles.com/vote-orange. Givens is going to be coming on to pitch. Tillman will be out of there. Givens was ready to go in the last half inning. Here's Adam Jones, an 0 for 3 in the ball game, 6 for 21 against the Red Sox with a couple of home runs this year. 2 down, nobody on. Adam goes after it and fouls it off.
Yeah, that young lady, she charged it.
Good glove.
Yeah.
And let the ball get by. If those are season ticket holders that are in those seats down there, they're pretty good seats. You get all the baseballs. Probably the same people. 0-1 count, 2 away. Robbie Ross in the bullpen now with Embry.
And Price still throwing 94 here in the 8th. Really only one pitch in the middle of the plate. The home run that Machado hit was up and away, and he just sliced it around the pesky pole. Kind of tells you volumes about run support, doesn't it?
Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and Adam was hoping he didn't hear anything, and he didn't.
Well, Marty Foster, home plate umpire, came out of there like he might come up with a right arm.
Jones, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Red Sox will have the top of the lineup coming up, bottom of the 8th inning. And the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Jones will tap that one foul. He had his 10th career multi-homer game and his 2nd this year in Toronto, as Adam starts to hit the long ball. He's kept the average up since joining the leadoff spot, and up his average to 235 right now, 11 home runs, and likes it there, likes the top of the order. Price again, the 1-2 delivery, and that one's going to be a base hit. Bogaerts just out of his reach, so Adam is on with a single in the 8th inning with 2 down. And Joey Rickard coming to the plate. So the Orioles now with a run in and 1 on, trying to extend that 3-1 lead. Rickard picked up a single and scored in the 1st inning.
Yeah, and the Orioles are hoping that what Joey Rickard can do to what he's done to other pitchers, which is ambush him. Real good fastball hitter, Rule 5 guy, has to stay all year. And he can get on the fastball. He gets a pitch to hit here. It doesn't have to be a home run. Any ball off the wall with Adam Jones' speed, you might be able to add another run here.
291 hitter against left-handed. That's why he's in the platoon situation with Kim. 235 off righties. Price's delivery will be a fastball up high, still up there at 93 to 94 miles an hour in the fastball.
And I think the one thing that John Farrow, as we mentioned, former pitching coach, pitcher, he realizes more pitches in the middle of the plate here in the 8th than pretty much all game long for David Price.
Jones off first, 1-0. Rickard takes, that is a strike.
Yeah, Vasquez brings it down into the zone nicely. I would imagine David Price, with the contract and the intensity, is a tough guy to relieve. He doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to get out of there.
Not with a 2-run differential.
Nope.
Not ever, but not when there's a chance still to be a winner. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Another heater that's going to be up and away, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. Battle of pitchers in this ball game. Tillman's going to leave, having given up just 1 run on 5 hits.
And you could
see innings.
See him talking to Carl Willis, the pitching coach, and they know. And again, the intensity of the game, only 103 pitches, but boy, every pitch has meant so much.
Jones off first. Price with the 2-1 delivery, and that will be fouled off. See how that run production has dropped down for David Price. And the Red Sox have won 4 of the 7 he started here, where they scored 6.9 runs per ball game in the home starts. That has dipped of late. And here they've gotten him only 1 so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Adam taking a look over to third to see they want him running on a 2-2 count. They do not. Rickard goes to second. Pedroia's got a force over to get it. Bogaerts. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. They extend the lead. Jonathan Scope, his 10th home run of the season, his first ever against the Red Sox. 3-1.
It's military. I would like to say thank you for defending our country.
Back here at Fenway, great ball game. Orioles lead at 3-1. Tillman out of the game.
Well, really pitched well, struggled early, got out of some big jams in the first 3 innings. But again, only the home run by Jackie Brackley Jr. And now your Jiffy Lube pitching shade, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Participating stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube inspect your brakes today. Michael Gibbons coming in. Fastball, slider, occasional changeup. You can see the 5%. Again, trying to come in and protect a 2-run lead. There is the record coming off a game.
So Gibbons goes to work here. Middle, you see, of the numbers for him, that righty lefty.
Well, that number's come down, but
Betts goes to third, and he's got a base hit over the head of Flaherty, who was moved in. It's going to be a double. Yes. So Betts leads it off with a 2-bagger.
pretty routine ground ball, except it's Fenway Park and it's Mookie Betts. And he's going to hustle this right into a double. Again, even with the bag, if you're back a step, but then again he'll bunt. And they need base runners, and that's what they get. So Gibbons really got to let this go because you can't do anything about it. You throw a strike, make a good pitch, and Betts hustles it into 2-bagger.
Against the Red Sox for Gibbons this year, this is game number 4. He has given up a run on 4 hits, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts against the Red Sox this season. Dustin Pedroia with a runner on at second base. Buck's taking a look at this on his video replay, folks, whether or not he may have come off the bag. I don't think so. So that'll bring Pedroia. Pedroia has a double single and been called out on strikes.
And because of that double, you really kind of have to let it go in the sense that it's only the second run.
1 for 3 against Givens. Steps out, had no intention of swinging, and takes it for a strike.
Yeah, he did that early on against Chris Tillman, and the ball was right down the middle, and they called it a ball. Not this time, though.
A double, a single, and his first 2 times up. Pedroia laces that one down the line. Is there room for Rickard? There is, and he makes a nice play. Runner tags and will move up with a big out as Rickard's covering some ground out there in right field. Pedroia retired.
Yeah, you had Jerry out there, and he runs him down with ease.
Greg Kimball in the bullpen.
The Red Sox closer.
Two closers warming up.
Yeah, you might think this may be a game where maybe Britton, especially if Bogaerts gets on, who steps to the plate now, this may be more than an inning appearance by Zach Britton.
Xander Bogaerts 0 for 3 in the ball game. He is 0 for 4 lifetime against Givens. 1 down, bottom of the 8th inning. Orioles up by 2. Fastball way inside. Runner at third base now, Betts, who moved up on that fly ball. Givens delivery, and he came back to 86 and had him swinging at a fastball, and it wasn't.
Yeah, you made a good point earlier tonight. And again, it's still early in the sense but he looks like he's anticipating pitches, and if there's something different, he's still swinging, and that's not how you hit 355.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Great pitch, chased one down and away.
Yeah, you know, his hitting instructor today, Victor Rodriguez, along with Chili Davis, said that what he's so good at is being himself. And that's not trying to hit home runs and letting the ball travel and use the whole field. And
Givens delivery to him outside. Saw those numbers. It's amazing when the Orioles have these games, it's all the home runs, and that's why we've seen the Orioles in a number of ball games 0 for 1, 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position, and they score 5, 6 or more runs. I mean, here 3 of them. Pitch on the way, check swing, trying to get him to go twice on that pitch he swung at once. Wouldn't do it.
Yeah, and I guess it runs the count to 3-2. Back-to-back sliders and not even close to swinging.
So 3-2, 1 down. $38,009 on hand for the ball game. Timeout asked for and allowed by Bogaerts. Down to the nitty-gritty of this opener in a 3-game set. Ortiz on deck. 3-2 delivery, and he walked it. That's going to be it for Givens. So the left-hander David Ortiz and all that power coming up. Mike Showalter's going to go out, get Givens, and bring his closer in here in the 8th inning with only 1 away. We got a finish for you. Orioles on top, 3-1.
The fastballs, and why not? One of the better sinkers in baseball, if not the best. Occasional slider. So again, really doesn't matter. 19 out of 19 save opportunities, and strike out more. Lefties don't hit them all well, so Ortiz, left-handers.
So here's one of those classic matchups. It'll be Ortiz, the home run hitter, against the ground ball throwing Zach Britton. Britton is 2 for 2 in saves against the Red Sox this year. 11 out of 12 lifetime. Ortiz 5 for 17 with a home run lifetime against Zach Britton. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Shift fully employed, strike taken on the outside corner.
Well, the last time Zach pitched was on the 9th of June. And today is the 14th. And the first pitch reflects that, 98. A typical fastball for him is usually between 94 and 97.
Double by Betts, walk to Bogaerts. David Ortiz with an 0-1. And going for a 3 RBI ball right there, and didn't get it. 0-2.
And the bottom drops out at 98. Not too many guys can do this. I saw Kimbrel throwing and warming up for the Red Sox. He's in that same mile-per-hour range. He's right-handed. Well, the key here is to throw it close enough and get Big Papi to swing, but not make it a good pitch to hit.
Britton with the 0-2 delivery, and he got him. So he gets the big strikeout as the Orioles closer comes on. Boy, what a pitch.
Well, you don't ever see David Ortiz, and I'm talking the last 2 pitches, swinging balls out of the dirt like this. And again, I think 98 has a lot to do with it.
Now needs another one. Runners still at first and third. Now there are 2 down. And that will bring Hanley Ramirez to the plate, who has been struggling. He's faced Britton only 3 times, 1 for 3 against him. Britton has gone an inning and 2/3 before this year. That's as long as he has pitched in a ball game, and that's what he's going to be asked to do here.
That was against the Red Sox.
Ramirez also going long ball, or trying to.
Well, it's hard to elevate that pitch, and of course when he stays around the knees, you don't see too many guys with this kind of velocity, but everybody's saying make him bring the ball up, but if you're going to swing at it, he's not going to do that. And again, you just don't have a lot of time at 97, 98.
Ramirez 0 for 2 and a walk. Runners off first and third. Britton will make the toss over. Bogaerts back to the bag. Not a bad idea. You don't want to let him wander. He does represent the potential tying run in the ball game at first base. At the same time, you want to concentrate on this guy. Hanley Ramirez, 4 home runs, 34 RBIs. Oh, 1 pitch to him. Little miss. Little in low. 1-1.
Yeah, Bogaerts 9 out of 11 when it comes to stealing bases, but you wouldn't think this would be a situation they'd be running in, but you never know.
No, you don't want to. You just cannot make that out at second base.
Of course, if you're Matt Wieters, you got to be very careful because you do have that second run. Betts down at third.
Up the middle, that's going to be a base hit. That will score Betts. Stopping at second base is Bogaerts, and we're back to a 1-run game as the Red Sox make it 3-2. Single by Ramirez.
Well, they got the ground ball, but a fast infield, and the ball's just up a little bit. So he finally, talking about the Red Sox, gets something to hit, and Ramirez doesn't miss it.
35th RBI. for Ramirez. 2-out single. Runners at first and second. And here's Bradley. Jackie Bradley Jr. 1 for 5 off Zach Britton. 2 on and 2 down. And the pitch will be outside for a ball.
And the amazing thing about Bradley is that he's hitting .318 against left-handed pitching. So it's not just righties. There's the number. Again, started their scoring tonight with his solo home run off of Tillman.
He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Last run charged to Givens. Bradley Jr. right back into the glove. Field your position, it matters. And Britton gets it. So the Red Sox in the 8th inning will pick up 1 run. They had a couple of hits and leave 2 on, 3-2-0s. All on Masson, brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Let us show you a good time in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. A pedal taxi. Take us through the city. David Price out of the ballgame.
Well, he really pitches well. Gives up the 2-run shot to Manny Machado down around the pesky pole, and then the solo home run by Scope. So a lot of strikeouts. Their closer, Craig Kimbrell, lowest ERA in the history of Major League relievers, 14 out of 16. Hard thrower, fastball, really breaking ball, hard breaking ball. And again, you know, they get Price, they get Kimbrell. I assume their pitching is going to be a little bit better. These two guys certainly help in that category.
Manny Machado will lead it off. Manny with that home run first inning. He has since grounded out and has struck out the Orioles, getting that early lead and held on to it. Our Alexis Towson drive of the game.
Yeah, single by Rickard, fly ball down the right field line and just curves into the seats. David Price, a little head shake. Orioles with a 2-0 lead.
Drive of the game brought to you by Alexis Towson. Foul back. The area's #1 luxury dealer. Come see why at LexisofTowson.com. Jonathan Scope with a shot in the 8th inning that right now is the difference in the ball game. Both Tillman and Price shutting the opponents down most of the game. That'll be fouled away. Givens charged with a run on a hit and a walk in the 3rd of an inning pitch. Price, this game so much like the last one that he pitched, a complete game loss at San Francisco. He gave up 2 home runs in that game, and there were only 2 runs surrendered on 3 hits, and fooled him as he went up high.
Yeah, just chases a ball at 98 out of the zone. Easy to do. Well, the zoom ball. You could see VAZQUEZ saying, let's get the ball out of the strike zone right at the letters, and Manny chases. Pretty good pitching.
Kimbrel gets the strikeout. Kimbrel is 0-1 against the Orioles this year. 1-1 in save opportunities. And the pitch taken for a strike. Chris Davis, 3 strikeouts. He was numbers 2, 7, and 10 for David Price, who ended up with 11 strikeouts in the ball game. 0-1 count on Chris, trying to extend his consecutive game home run streak to 6.
Wow.
That one a little close.
Yeah. Well, that'll get you going, especially if you don't get hit. I mean, they're trying to come there, and where he throws it.
Chris has had a home run off Kimbrel, 1 for 2. One delivery on the way. Gonna miss inside. Visit MassonSports.com/CareFirst to vote for tonight's CareFirst Fearless Player of the Game. Live fearless with a name trusted for over 75 years. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield. Manny and Scope home runs. Tillman the great start. 2-1. Davis will take it. It'll be inside. So Kimbrel with a 99-mile-an-hour heater. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Chris Davis.
Well, when a guy buzzes you at your jaw, you'd like to do a little damage, and Chris's strength's out over the plate. We'll see if he gets something in that zone.
3-1 delivery on the way. Davis, a shattered bat. That'll be handled by Bogaerts. Chris goes right by Kimbrel. That was right by him on the back part of the mound, but Kimbrel stayed turned towards center field.
Wise decision.
It's not an accident. 2 down. Here is Trumbo, a base hit. Oriole DH. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Step back, couldn't get it.
Yeah, Mark saw a slider middle of the plate and why not on a swing? It's a little bit easier to hit maybe a slider at 87 than a 99 mile per mile fastball.
Trumbo 0 for 3 off this right-hander. That one he kept away. Mark was looking for another pitch inside by the looks of the swing, and an 0-2 count.
Well, he's got fabulous stuff, and great breaking ball. That was it, back to back. He just kind of wave at the one down and away, and then it looks to me he can spot that 98, 99 the way he pitched Chris Davis in on the fist.
And got him there. So Kimbrel, a couple of strikeouts, retires the side in order. Bottom of the 9th inning. Young, Shaw, VAZQUEZ due up. You're right on that call. There they are. Machado, 2-run homer first inning. Jonathan Scope, solo shot 8th inning. And Zach Britton on to pick up a 5-out save. See, the last time, May 18th against Seattle, he has 4 career 5-out saves. He will face Young, who has struck out twice and flied out. Chris Young will come to the plate. He is 1 for 4. Nope, check that.
Yeah.
2 for 4 against Zach Britton.
And that's what he does. 8 doubles this year. He tied for the major league lead against left-handed pitching.
Britton will get it in there for a strike. Tillman, a run on 5 hits over 7. He walked 2, struck out 7. Givens, a third of an inning, a run on a hit and a walk. 0-1 delivery on the way. Strike called.
Yeah, boy, what a surprise that was. Doesn't throw a lot of breaking balls to right-handers. This Young looking, I mean, when you throw 95 to 98, which we saw him last inning, that's what you're hitting off of, and he drops a breaking ball over for a strike.
Here's the 0-2 delivery by Zach outside. Tillman's hoping for his 9th win. He would be 7 and 9 rather, and 1 on the year, while Price would be 7 and 4, having given up 3 runs, 5 hits over 8. 1-2 delivery. Young checked and held up.
Yeah, almost got him out on his front foot. Another breaking ball. You could see hands went, but the bat head stayed back.
Young, the leadoff batter here in the 9th inning at 2-2. And he'll take it down low. 3 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, Josh Rutledge comes out. And then last year's closer before he broke his wrist, Koji Uehara, now a setup guy.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Gets him on a heater at 97.
Well, you got a great fastball hitter, and then you got what am I going to go with? I'm going to go with what I do best. 97, good late life. Maybe doesn't sink as much as it usually does, but runs away from the bat head. Clutch pitch.
So that'll bring Rutledge to the plate. Rutledge has not had a hit in his last 15 at bats. He's made just 12 starts, and this is only the 28th game that he has appeared in. Pinch hitting for Travis Shaw. Pitch taken inside. Shaw had a 1 for 2, a single, and a walk. 1 away, 9th inning. Orioles looking to put away game 1, regain first place in the American League East. If they can do it, a game ahead of Boston. Rutledge will take it for a strike at the letters. If Tillman can get this win, he'll have an 8-game winning streak. Certainly pitched well enough to get it. One delivery. Rutledge on the big cut. Can't catch up.
Yeah, came over in the Shane Victorino deal, and originally a little bit of power in years with the Rockies, 8 and 7 home runs, but he's playing because of the concussion of Brock Holt. Otherwise, Holt maybe not hitting here, but certainly would be playing a lot more.
1-2 delivery, got him to chase. Britton's got 3 strikeouts and 2 down in the 9th inning.
Yeah, just imagine you sit around for 9 innings and you come out trying to hit 97, 98. Look at this ball. Just, you know, if you're Josh Rutledge, you think it's going to be on the plate, and it moves about 6 inches right out of the hitting zone. This is why Zach Britton is Zach Britton. I mean, you saw Kimbrough, who, you know, is lights out, is their closer, and the Orioles with his equal with the left-hander Britton.
So here is Rusney Castillo, who has played so little. Castillo with 2 down, 9th inning, nobody on. He will take the first pitch, and it is in there for a strike. He came in on weekend games Friday and Saturday as a pinch runner for David Ortiz. Played at AAA this year, 38 games. 0-1 delivery to him. Swing, fouled it off. Britton's ahead on the count.
Yeah, I'm not sure you want to be taking about 5-6 weeks off and then try to hit Zach Britton. $72 million investment the Red Sox make. The Castillo out of Cuba. A little bit long in the tooth for a young player, 28.
One more, and the Orioles put it away. Bottom of the ninth, leading it 3-2. 0-2 delivery by Britton outside. Orioles are 7-7 in one-run games. Red Sox are 5-8. One-two delivery on the way. Castillo is gone, and the Orioles win it. So Zach Britton comes on for an inning and 2/3 and ends up with 4 strikeouts as he strikes the side out in the 9th inning.
One of those games you lose 3 in a row. You get batted around up in Toronto. You get your #1 guy Tillman pitching against their #1 guy Price.